My name is Sanjay Gupta. I'm a consultant cardiologist in New York, and today I wanted to do a video on the subject of magnesium and why magnesium is so good for us, yet we have so little of it. Part of the reason there's so much illness at the moment is with magnesium deficiency, and I want to talk you through it, okay? So the first thing to say is that ultimately, the majority of the problems that arise with regards to health are based around something called inflammation. If you have long-term inflammation, you will get development of hardening of the arteries, and blood doesn't get where it needs to as easily. That's why people develop high blood pressure. So magnesium is both a mineral and an electrolyte. It is the fourth most abundant mineral in the body, and is necessary for electrical activity in the heart and the brain, and also is a cofactor in more than 300 reactions within the body. 75% of people take in less magnesium than they should. And it's also worth understanding what happens to that magnesium when you take it in. 30 to 40% is absorbed within the gut, in the small bowel. Magnesium is very interesting because only 1 or 2% is available in the blood. 67% is in the bone, and 31% is around about in the cells within the body. So when you measure it in the blood, you're only measuring a very tiny proportion. The majority of us are magnesium deficient. And the reason is that we're firstly not taking in enough. We don't absorb it from our stomachs as well. Who is deficient? I think pretty well much all of us. And magnesium deficiency can cause insomnia. A lot of us feel anxious and get depressed, and magnesium deficiency has been associated with that. Heart fluttering or palpitations and magnesium deficiency can certainly do that. People develop hardening of the arteries and they develop high blood pressure. Magnesium has this anti-inflammatory role. If you're short of magnesium, then you get more inflammation, you get more hardening of the arteries, and you get high blood pressure. And also with diabetes, so taking in more magnesium is better for diabetic control. It causes osteoporosis if you're deficient in magnesium. And a lot of people get constipation and bowel disturbance because of being deficient in magnesium. How do you measure it? Well, the blood test is pretty well much useless because, as I told you earlier, you're only really measuring 1 or 2% of what's total magnesium count should be. So I wouldn't rely on the blood test. But just because the blood test shows that your magnesium levels are okay, doesn't mean that they are. You can have urinary magnesium levels done or red cell magnesium content measured. But these are not easy tests to get. They're not easily available. So most people will say, oh, well, your magnesium levels are fine. You've had a blood test. It's fine. I wouldn't rely on the blood test. Well, why don't people recommend magnesium? You know, there's so much illness. And why haven't you been told about this? Because no one really profits from it. And how do you get more of it? So magnesium-rich foods, which are grown on organic soil. You can apply magnesium oil to your skin, and that can sometimes help. You can Epsom bath salts, and that can absorb magnesium into your body. But magnesium oral supplementation.